Hello, my name is Yuri. I will conduct a technical demonstration of Dispel platform for you. We will cover how to create a Dispel platform, how to test it on your device, downloading Dispel app. Also, we will go through both digital signage and audience analytics scenarios, so you will be able to test full capabilities of the platform before you make any decision. And in the end, we will cover most popular questions that our customers usually have. Um, so that's it. This will take about 25 minutes. I think we should start. Okay. So my advice is to start at dispel.com website. Here you need to place the login page. If you have a login, you will be able to log in here. If you don't, you can press sign up now, and you will be mm, presented with the two fields that you need to fill in. The first one is email, and the second one is phone number. Okay, you need to check this mark for sure, and this one is optional. So what I want to show you is if you use email other than any corporate email, so if it's something like this with your company website, that's okay. But if it is something like gmail.com, you will be faced with this field as well. If you don't use your work email, you need to enter your company website. We do it so we understand who our customers are, and we use also this data for naming your platform. So, for example, if you enter Google here, google.com, the platform name that we will suggest will be something like Google platform. So I will just enter dispel.com here and also change my email to the correct one. Uh, Now I will press create, and I will get an email with the confirmation link to the address that I provided. It should be there pretty quick. Yeah, it's already here. Now I need to press activate. Here, you need to enter your first name, last name, a phone number, your language, and password. So let's do just that. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, based on my domain, it suggested a platform name. I can keep it or I can change it. I would advise on having it the way you like it, because if you don't like it, you won't be able to change it in the future. You will just have to recreate this platform from the beginning. And by the way, you can have one account for one email and have several platforms. So for example, if you have different businesses, if you are like a solution integrator and have different customers, you can have access to several platforms with one account. So that's okay. Now we press create platform and we need to log in with the data that we just use. Okay, sign in. So I'm entering my platform. Um, as you can see, the address of this platform is dispelcom 441. I could have changed it, but that's okay for demo purposes. And now I can use this address to open this platform right away without logins, without anything else. So that's useful. We have onboarding steps for new users, depending on the scenario that you want to use, like digital signage or visitor insights. But we will use the targeted digital signage because we both have the digital signage and audience analytics. So we will need to set up all scenarios. The first step is to create and connect devices. Let's do just that. We will get into the devices section. the other way to get into here is in this sidebar menu, find the devices menu. So you will open the same window. Here we need to click add device and enter some device name. It can be like test. It's okay. Also, if you want to add a lot of devices at once, you can just input a lot of names here, and it will provide a lot of connection codes that you will be able to maybe print out or send away. So the connection process will be a bit simpler. Now click next. Here we see a connection code that we will use to connect our device to the platform. So when you open a Dispel app, you will be prompted with a um, connection code. You need to enter it for the platform to recognize that this device is what we just created. To do that, you need to get application. Here is the download page for most popular operating systems that we have. You need Dispel Player app. This one is for playing content, also analytics, etc. We have versions for Windows, Android, and macOS. If you want to test this application on your iPhone or iPad, you can go to App Store and download Dispel Player app um, and test it. The setup process is pretty much similar for all platforms. I will download the macOS app. Also, if you want distributives for other operating systems like Linux or Tizen WebOS, you need to contact our support team, and they will provide you with the latest version. So that's it. The Dispel Player app is installed. It may prompt you to give any um, rights. So maybe rights for the camera, for the microphone, for the geolocation. Please, for the correct functionality of the app, please give all required rights to the app, all permissions, because otherwise it may break something. So for at least for the test purposes, uh, allow everything. Then you can just delete the app if you don't need it anymore. So here we're in the full screen mode and we need to click connect your device. As you can see, we have this prompt to connect our device. I will click with two fingers now. You can do it anywhere in the app. It's two fingers or right mouse click and uncheck this field that is called full screen. So now we're in the windowed mode. I will get back to the platform, close this tab and copy the connection code. It's copied. I get back to the Dispel Player app and paste this code here. Press OK. All right. Yeah. Our device is connected. Again, we can press with two fingers or right-click mouse button and click Escape from project. So we are in the menu now. This was the playback window. Now we don't have any content assigned to this device, so the playback is just blank. But in the future, when you have content, this is the way mm, to exit this view. Now click again to exit full screen. And I think the next step, yeah, we can skip this part for now. That's okay. Let's get back to the main page. And the next step is to upload content. Let's do just that. So here in the content section, let's press add content, upload video with conversion. And here I have a video that I can upload. Our platform automatically optimizes content to make it weight less, play faster, and play fine on all types of operating systems. So I advise always choosing video with conversion instead of just regular file. So this is the video, it was uploaded. Now, according to this step, we need to set up our campaign. So let's do just that. It's in the campaign section. Press add campaign, videos and images. And here we can select this piece of content that we just created and click done. So as you can see, our content was uploaded to this template. Don't worry about this preview. It can be a bit buggy sometimes, so it may fill the space not correctly, but you will be able to preview it on your device before sending it to your network. That's okay. So the next thing that we want to do is rename our campaign. Let's call it something like digital signage. It's okay. Now we have options to target this campaign. So for example, I can target it for gender, specific age groups, and geofencing. Geofencing means that if you have locations for your devices set up in the platform, you can show content only on devices that are located in specific areas of the map. For example, if you have devices in USA and Canada and Mexico, you can create geofences that will cover only specific areas of the map. That's it. And the next step is setting schedule. You can set schedules for specific time. You can make it unlimited for filler content or interactive screens, scenarios, something like that. Also, you can create rules. These rules allow you to, for example, show content only in the mornings if you have like a menu board and you show breakfast options. And then for the lunch options, you have different promotions with different rules, like from 12 to 4 p.m., something like that. Also, you can choose a specific weekdays to show this content. Mm, For now, we will leave it as it is by default. Now we can select the venue. You can select the venue by devices, or meaning specific devices or folders of devices that you create, or tags. Tags, for example, allow you to, if you have a network of retail stores that have screens in the checkout zones, entrance zones, and like brand zones, so three different types of screens, you can have a tag called checkout zone, combining all screens in all checkout zones of your stores. And this will allow you to select only these screens specifically without going through each one location. For now, we just use the devices and choose the device that we just created. The last step is to run the ad. And in just a couple of minutes, uh, yeah.
Introducing self-service SSP DSP programmatic platform. If you're a screen owner or advertiser.
Okay, as you can see, the content was playing okay, with sound and everything. Um, you can see that the template was downloaded to the device and also the content was downloaded. So it wasn't a lot of time to wait to upload this content. Um, this content would play in loop forever because we don't have anything in our media plan for now. And I just closed this content and went to the menu. Let's exit the full screen mode. And now let's transition to other scenario. Um, we need to enable our extension Visitor Insights. Press this button, find Visitor Insights here, and press Enable. That's it. Now we have ability to use audience analytics and go to this dashboard and see statistics of our devices. For now, it's of course empty because we don't have any data. But if I would use the device for some time, it would collect some information about me as audience for this content. What we also want to do is test Visitor Insights capabilities on our device. To do that, let's go to Campaigns, press Add, and click From a Template. Here, we need to scroll down and find this template, In-Store Brand Zone Analytics. We have also a vertical version of this template for your phone or some vertical screen to demo, but we will use the horizontal one. Click Apply. As you can see, there is no option to upload any content because there isn't any content in this template. It's just a feed from your camera and metrics on the right side. I will show you just in a second. Let's name this campaign visitor insights. Let's keep targeting scheduling and just choose the devices. Let's choose our device. As you can see, in this exclamation mark means that we missed this step, but it's okay. There's no problem in it in this case. Click run. And in a couple of seconds, again, the template will be downloaded to the device. As you can see, something's changed. I will click here. Okay, so you see that my my template is showing me so my camera feed, but all metrics are unknown or pending. What it means? It means that we haven't given any instructions for the algorithm to look for. Let's do just that. Um, Also, one moment, if you don't see your camera feed here, you need to check your camera connection. I will show you how to do it in a second. So we need to escape from the project, click devices, click camera, and here you need to check if your camera is connected, if it has the correct resolution. One huge advice: don't use any large resolution larger than 720p. There is no real reason for that because it will just make the algorithm slower. It won't make it work better. In most cases, it will work just worse because the algorithm will have will have to check more pixels than it does now. So the optimal resolution is 720p, like here. So that's okay. If you have, for example, if my face was something like this, I would use camera rotation option to make sure that it is presented correctly because it is very important for the analytics. And here you can choose types of cameras, also IP cameras. So if you have IP camera of MJPEG uh, or RTSP protocols, you can connect this camera here. I will just use my default camera for now. Let's go back and go to general. You can do it from here, for example. Here we go to non-personalized recognition of facial attributes. And we need to choose only the metrics that we want to analyze. As it is for demo purposes, so we are trying the solution, I would turn on demographics, of course, attributes, um, emotions or facial expressions, customer journey, high sensitivity, and we won't turn on masks just because there's no real point in it, but trust me, it works. You can test it also. It means facial masks that we were in 2020. Okay, now let's go back again and continue playback. As you can see, all my gender, age, my attributes like facial hair type, my glasses, all information about that is here. Also, you can see information about the facial expression. For example, if I smile, yeah, it shows that I'm happy and smiling. If I'm sad, it shows that I'm sad. Also, it will show if I'm angry, but this emotion is pretty hard to get from the algorithm. It doesn't trust you mm, when you try to appear angry. The most important metric here is quality. We usually aim for quality of 50% and more for analytics to be somewhat reliable. Right now, the quality is 80%, which is very good because this camera has a very clear view of my face. But for example, if my head was turned to the sideways, the quality, as you can see, would drop to 30 or 40%, which is not good because obviously, if algorithm doesn't see half of my face, it won't be able to accurately measure anything else on it. So it won't be able to attribute the correct age, gender, etc. So when you are testing your cameras on your locations, please make sure that this quality is at least 50% or higher. We will go through requirements for camera placements in later part of this video, but just so you know where you can check it. Um, that's it for the demo of the product. You can play with the solution. For example, take glasses on and off, take face masks if you want, play with emotions. If I go away from the frame, the matrix is disappearing. When I go back to the frame, it takes a couple of seconds for the algorithm to detect my face and to detect metrics for it. And now um, I'm again analyzed properly. So let's escape from the project and we can close the app for now. So as you can see, it's fully closed, nothing working here. I would like to show you a couple of tips for our solution. The first of all, if you have any questions about the product, about the um, system requirements, etc., the first place to go is Help Center. You can find it in our website. Go to Resources, Help Center. Um, Here you can search for specific topics that you want. For example, system requirements, and we want system requirements for the player. And here you can see requirements for Windows, for Android, for Tizen devices, for WebOS devices. So all details of compatibility of different hardware with our solution. Also here you can submit a request. If you have any question to our support team, submit a request, leave your email address, and we will reply to you as soon as possible. One more important page on our website is kit setup guide. It may be not very important for you now because you don't have any Dispel kits, but in the future, when you receive Dispel kits, you will get a QR code on the box of kit that will lead you to this page. So scroll to the bottom of the website, and here in the resources section, find kit setup. It is a kit setup guide that has different instructions for different scenarios. For example, if you have a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, you can connect all that to your Dispel kit and set up the Dispel Player app just the way that I did now for this video. Or we have alternative option for kits specifically, because you can create QR code on the platform and scan it with the Dispel sensor. It will automatically turn on the player app connected to the platform, even connected it to the Wi-Fi if you want. We have all steps instructions here, so don't hesitate to use them. Okay, so the sensor placement tips. It's really important to follow them, to have reliable data, and we can't guarantee anything good and reliable if you don't follow these tips. So make sure you do that. The first one is placement height. So you want your sensor to be at maximum 2.2 meters. Maybe 3 meters can work, but questionable. Anything more than that, people will just look below the sensor. So it won't be able to see faces. It will be able to see only the top of their heads. That's not okay. Again, with the distance to face, not more than 4 meters, because uh, further than that, and the sensor won't be able to pick up details on the faces to analyze properly. Also, you don't want to put your sensor in front of the bright light. It can be artificial light or sunlight from the window. You don't want that because it will create a lot of glare that will block sensor's view and it won't collect any data. Also, we don't recommend putting sensors in the waiting areas like cafes, restaurants, I mean directly on the tables, because it can create some mistakes in the data. So usually it's better to have sensors put in the walkthrough places like brand zones, um, key entrance areas to the store zones, checkout zones where people move quickly. So it usually works better. But of course, you can contact our support team to and submit your floor plan of your location, describe what your goals are for the project, and we will help you place the sensors the most correct way possible and the most efficient way possible. So don't hesitate to contact us in the future. And the last step is to have sensors not cross their views. So if two sensors capture one person at once, this will mess up the track ID. Track ID is our feature that allows us to track this face through several touch points in the store. So it allows to create customer journey maps. Um, it allows us to collect all interactions with different touch points uh, into one merged track information. For example, we can if a person comes to the store and in 30 minutes they leave the store, we can combine all times that they connected with touch points to say that they were in the store for like 30 minutes. This is pretty awesome, but for it to work, you need to follow all these tips. And also you can find useful our AI analytics guide. You can check it out here. So what it is a combination of all reports, all the charts that we have in our platform, and it has descriptions of what these charts mean, how they work, how to interpret this data. Uh, there's a lot of useful information for you, for your decision makers, for your customers. Um, so this is really an important documents that our team made. Okay, I think that's it for today. Um, I would like to thank you for your attention and your interest in Dispel products. I hope that you would like to work with us in the future, and we would like to help you get the most out of the solution and out of the um, goals and objectives that you have for your project with Dispel. So thank you very much and goodbye.